We saw the Washington Redskins take the opening kickoff, pick up a few first downs, but after a penalty on 3rd and 1 for a false start, brought up 3rd and 6, an incompletion to Santana Moss, and now the Cowboys, who are #1 in the NFL, averaging 440 yards per game and in the top 3 at 32 points per game. Offensively, they take over at their own 10. Dallas 3-0, the Redskins 2-1. Romo looking left the entire time, and he finds Terrell Owens. Working on Sean Springs, a gain of 7, and we look at this offense, which is anchored up front with one of, if not the game's best offensive lines.
Well, you know, this team, I mean, obviously Tony Romo and Terrell Owens, Jason Witten, Marion Barber, they're the ones that are going to get all the accolades, and that's pretty typical in this league. But that offensive line is the reason why this group has been as good as they've been.
Second down, delayed handoff. Marion Barber, who just lowers his head and bowls right through the rookie. Right through Chris Horton, and that picks up a first down.
And what we're seeing right now from the Washington Redskins, Sean Springs is going to be covering Terrell Owens man-to-man in coverage. And then you've got the handoff on the opposite side to Marion Barber, and a guy who just does not avoid contact. In fact, a lot of conversation around Dallas about whether or not he's going to have much longevity in this profession. He probably won't, but he's going to be awfully good while he's on the field.
On first down, pass complete. That's Miles Austin. Had a huge game at Green Bay last Sunday night. 13 yards and another Dallas first down. And Troy, here's another Dallas weapon, and a guy that Tony Romo told us when he was injured week 1, he's got a chance to be a difference maker out on the outside for us.
Well, he's another playmaker, and when you start looking at this roster, whether it's offensively or defensively, it's filled with playmakers. I mean, Miles Austin last week, 2 big catches in that game against Green Bay. He's very explosive. He's a big target with great hands.
Blitz from the Redskins. Romo lets it go and throws it out of bounds. Springs was out there working on Terrell Owens. We take a look at the defense. They are without Jason Taylor. That means Demetric Evans gets the start, and Jason Taylor, the 6-time Pro Bowler, is missing his first start in 133 consecutive games. And London Fletcher's not a big guy. Big heart, 5'10", 245, and he's the man in the middle. Second down and 10. Quick snap. Marion Barber trips up and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 coming up.
And 3rd and 10, as we talk about each week, Joe, I mean, games like this that you know are going to be close, they come down to who wins on 3rd down. The Cowboys enter this game #1 in the National Football League, converting on 3rd down. The Washington Redskins, on the other hand, not nearly as good defensively. They come in ranked 24th, but this is going to be a key down throughout this ball game.
That was Witten in motion. 3rd down and 10. Over the middle, it's Witten, brought down short of a first down. And there's Horton again. How about Chris Horton? They got him in the 249th pick in the draft. He's kind of taken over at the strong safety position, defensive player of the week in week 2, and that was a nice tackle.
Well, Chris Horton, as you said, Joe, I mean, when he comes in, he's a young guy. He's raw. There's a lot for him to learn. What he lacks in experience, he makes up for speed and range. He's an awfully talented player. The thing I liked on that last play was that he was able to bring down Jason Witten in the open field and keep him from getting to a first down.
McBriar punts it. Antoine Randall L. takes it in at the 5. Usually a no-no, and he cannot make it to the 20. Brought down just outside the 18 by Burnett, and a 13-yard return, which, by the way, is his longest of the season. Let's go down to the field and check in for the first time today with Pam Oliver.
Well, Joe, to add a little something to how you guys opened the game, the Redskins constantly changing their offense. Hasn't exactly been a picnic for the wide receivers either. I had a chance to talk to their top two. Antoine Randall explained he is still very much learning Zorn's West Coast offense. He said before, under Al Saunders, zoom meant motion. Now it means formation. Santana Moss added that he appreciates how much this offense keeps the wide receivers involved, especially in the red zone. Before, the wideouts had to block down inside the 20. Now they have a chance to catch some passes.
Thank you, Pam. Here is Portis over the left side, a gain of 1.
And Pam's absolutely right, and these receivers are right, because it's a completely different system. What they were in before is what they're running here in Dallas, the same system that they're running in San Diego and a few other places. And now you bring in this West Coast. And the biggest difference, yes, there's some adjustments that have to be made within the routes, splits, you know, the depths on the routes. But the biggest adjustment for all players, not just wide receivers, is having to learn a new terminology. You have to forget what you learned last year and start fresh.
2nd down and 9. Campbell looks right. Threw for Cooley, and it was broken up by Brady James.
Brady James is really the leader of this defensive group, and we all know that Washington likes to get the ball into the hands of Chris Cooley. Brady James recognizing that very, very well, knowing that Cooley was going to be running that quick out, and came underneath it. A ball that had maybe been thrown behind him could have spelled danger for Washington.
Second possession for the Redskins. A punt ended their first drive. It's 3rd and 9. Campbell goes down in the arms of Canty. First sack of the year for Chris Canty.
Well, they run a twist with DeMarcus Ware. You're going to see he comes back underneath, and then that then takes 2 guys with him. And it frees up Chris Canty. You see that Clinton Portis goes over. He's got his eyes on DeMarcus Ware. When he comes over to help, that's what freed up Chris Canty for the sack.
Line drive punt. Pretty good leg shown here by Brooks. And Adam Pac-Man Jones catches it over his shoulder. Makes it across the 35. And that's it. 3rd down and 9. Number 99, Chris Canty. Makes his defensive coordinator, Brian Stewart, awfully happy.
All right, your fare's going to be $69.
Wow, it's not bad. That's it?
Yeah. Oh, and give me $25 for a bag fee, $15 for a booking fee. Why don't you just give me your whole lot? Give me the whole thing. Give it to me now. Give me. Is there a problem?
Yeah, but that's more than you said it would be.
Hidden fees are the other side of some low fares. But on Southwest Airlines, what you see is what you pay. Low fares, no hidden fees.
This is how you enter the App Store. And this is how you browse over 1,000 new apps. And this is how you download one, right to your phone. And this is when you realize,
你可以推荐一个饭馆吗?
this is going to change everything.
Nissan set out to create the perfect on-road vehicle, and in the process, created a category. Introducing 2 crossover leaders from Nissan. The redesigned Murano, awarded as an IIHS top safety pick, and the versatile Rogue, named 2008's best new small crossover. Lease the 27 MPG Nissan Rogue, just $229 a month. Don't follow the leader, own one. At your Nissan dealer now.
This premiere isn't for everyone, just for people with taste. What are you doing?
Oh, sorry, you just had a little, something.
The Family Guy season premiere at 9/8 Central tonight on Fox.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees.
Well, Troy, there's your place. Matthew Tully. Somebody putting a star in the back of their hair.
That's commitment, isn't it?
That's commitment. And artistic work. Out of the backfield, it's Barber catching it on the run. London Fletcher pushes him out with a gain of 5. Let's look at some of the early game headliners. We told you about Brett Favre, but we got the update. 6 touchdown passes in that win over the Cardinals. I guess the Cardinals shouldn't have stayed out on the East Coast in preparation for that game. Larry Johnson's probably saying, see, I told you so, as Kansas City beats Denver 33-19, and then Drew Brees is leading the world in passing yardage. Another big day.
You know, you get into week 4 and things start to shake themselves out as far as who the teams are and who's going to rise and all that. But I tell you, you look at those scores there and you think, boy, we don't know anything more today than we did last week.
Marion Barber lost a yard. Good play up front. The first guy to hit him was Cornelius Griffin. Rocky McIntosh, who is coming back from that knee injury last year, a torn ACL, cut his season short, was in there, and now it's 3rd and 6. See baseball scores mixed in the Fox box, and we'll talk about that as we go along here today. Felix Jones in the backfield for the first time for the Cowboys. And the setup and throw, and there is Smoot making a play in front of Witten. Good coverage by Fred Smoot. Almost came away with a pick, but he at least forces 4th down.
Yeah, he sat on this route, and I like what Washington does here. They have Smoot get physical, maybe a little too physical at the top of that route, but I like putting Smoot on Jason Witten. If they're going to split him out, why not treat him like a wide receiver and put a corner on him? That's a good matchup. I think that favors Washington.
So another punt from Matt McBriar. Lets this one fly, and Antoine Randall L. will try it again. Out to the 20, and that is all. We get to take a break. So do you. We'll come back. No score in Dallas. Redskins will have it at their own 20.
Introducing the all-new Nissan Maxima. It has an award-winning 290 horsepower V6 engine, an intelligent CVT transmission, and a masterfully crafted interior designed around the driver. The breathtaking Nissan Maxima, the 4-door sports car. Lease a new 2009 Nissan Maxima for $339 a month for 39 months. This is how you enter the App Store. And this is how you browse over 1,000 new apps. And this is how you download one, right to your phone. And this is when you realize this is going to change everything.
All right, your business. Well, say you want to improve customer service and to keep your overall budget in line. Well, with UPS, you have the options to control the speed and the cost of your shipping. They have more express shipping options than anyone, from 2 days to same day. It's whatever speed you need. It's not just your business. It's your business with UPS. Whoa, that was close.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by State Farm, proud sponsor of the NFL and the best day of the week, by SAP, software for great companies, not just great big companies, and by the new AT&T, your world delivered.
Hank Stram used to call it a taffy pull. That's what it's been so far. 3rd possession for the Redskins, trying to win for the 3rd weekend in a row. Last 2 weeks, they've dominated the 4th quarter to get victories, and now they're trying to start off a little better on the road here at Dallas. Campbell over the middle, and Moss looked like he lost his footing making his break. Let's go for a game break, and here's Kurt.
All right, baseball, final day of the regular season. CeCe Sabathia has been a brilliant pickup for the Brewers. He gets a double play to end the game, a complete game, 3-1 victory. Now, Milwaukee won. The Mets are trailing 4-2 right now against the Florida Marlins. If that stays up, then Milwaukee will win the National League wild card. If the Mets come back, then there's a one-game playoff tomorrow. You know all about this, Joe.
I do. Here is Liddell Betts over the left side on second down. He picks up 3. If it stays as is, and Milwaukee is the wild card, then you've got the Dodgers opening up at the Cubs and Milwaukee starting in Philadelphia. That's the good news for Milwaukee. The bad news is Sabathia is going to be worn out by the time the playoffs start. Sheets wasn't good yesterday, so now what? Who do they have on the mound when they open up at Philly? Here's 3rd and 7 now for the Redskins. Pressure on Campbell, steps up and now goes down. DeMarcus Ware is in there again.
You know, and they're putting 2 guys on DeMarcus Ware. They chip him with with Liddell Betts. You're going to see him go over and chip DeMarcus there, but he comes underneath it, and sometimes the chip is not as beneficial as what you would think. And as we saw, it knocked him then off of Samuels and right in to Jason Campbell.
Adam Jones on the return for Dallas. Decent return of 4 yards. Kareem Moore on the tackle. Well, DeMarcus Ware now 7 straight games with a sack. He gets Jason Campbell and gives the football back to his offense.
Summer and fall, they're not that different. You fire up the same grill, rock the same